What's up, everybody? This is Al Joseph here with HeadRush, and today we're going to be going over the global settings on the HeadRush PRIME pedal board. Let's do it. So to access Prime's global settings, hit the menu button here at the top left of the screen and choose Global Settings here. So on the first page here, we're starting with the general settings. And first here you see the LCD brightness. All right, so you can adjust this from 1 to 5 by tapping here and adjusting with the main encoder. So from 1 to 5 here on the brightness. Next are the rig page graphics. All right, and you can choose between modern, which means all of your pedals and amps and rigs will be displayed with unique detailed graphics, so like real life looking pedals here. Or you can switch over to the classic HeadRush view, which are the blocks here. All right, I prefer the modern view, of course. So here you can choose whether or not you're automatically prompted to save a rig when you change and try to exit out. So next is auto assignments. This setting determines how models are assigned to the foot switches. Choose on if you want them to be automatically assigned to the next foot switch when you load them, or off to load models without them being assigned to a switch so you can assign them all manually. You can choose what song view you want when using song mode, either classic or advanced, which shows more information. The tempo LED can be set to inverted, normal, or off. For the external amp polarity, you can select the polarity of an external amplifier if you're using Prime as a channel switcher, actually. So that's either normal or inverted. You can set hybrid mode to normal, which puts the rigs on the top foot switches and models on the bottom ones, or in reverse, which flips them so that the models are on the top and the rigs are on the bottom. You can select which foot switch gives you mode access, either switch 6 in the upper right here, or switch 7 on the lower left. You can also change the function of foot switch 6, which is set to looper, to either bring you to the practice tool or the tuner. Here you can see how much storage you have left. And finally, for general settings, you can just adjust the way the graphics look by adjusting the depth, color, spread, and also whether or not you want to apply those changes to the LED lights here as well. All right, so next is the audio page. For the guitar section, you can choose to have your guitar output be either default input, the effects return, or per rig. And you can turn different outputs on or off here. All right, next we have the alt guitar source. The alt guitar source is for if you want to send a separate signal out of the Prime's outputs originating from the selected source. For example, you could set your guitar out to XLR so your signal with all your amp and cab modeling is sent to the front of the house, and then have the alt guitar out set to 1/4 inch with the source set to HeadRush amp input. That way you can have a clean signal going from your amp without the modeling, and gives you more options for performing. For the vocal section, you can turn the 48-volt phantom power off or on. You can also choose where your vocal output will go, and also choose whether or not you want a dry mic signal to come out of the XLR, 1/4 inch, or the headphones. You can choose the output for the practice tool and select whether or not you're going to use the stereo effects send or return, as well as the level for the effects loop. And finally, you have here some output options. Choose the level of the 1/4 inch out, either line or amp. Okay. And whether or not you want to engage the XLR ground lift. Next are the Bluetooth settings. Bluetooth can be either off or on. If you choose on, then you see a prompt to connect using your Bluetooth audio device. And you can choose what outputs the Bluetooth signals comes out of. The Wi-Fi settings let you turn the Wi-Fi on or off and choose a network to connect to. The USB audio settings let you turn USB audio off and on. Choose a sample rate, how the USB audio signal will be used live into a DAW or for reamping, and also a USB input level adjustment. So for MIDI settings, you can turn MIDI through off or on. Choose whether or not to receive MIDI clock. whether you want to send or receive program changes over MIDI, and whether or not you want to accept MIDI across all channels or a specific one. Expression pedal settings let you choose how an external expression pedal will function. So here you can choose whether the toe switch is a latch or a momentary switch, and you can choose whether or not you want to invert the polarity. And finally, the info page tells you everything you need to know about your software and hardware, and also lets you reset all of your global settings. That about wraps things up with global settings for the HeadRush PRIME. I hope you found that helpful. I'm Al Joseph with HeadRush. Thanks for watching.